Why buy your next vehicle from Community Motors of Mason City?
Great service from 3 locations: Community on Monroe, Community Motors Westside, and Mason City Ford. 10 new franchises and hundreds of vehicles to give you more choices. Plus, Community offers an exclusive 3-3 warranty on pre-owned vehicles and 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty on new. Need more reasons why? Stop or visit CommunityAutoGroup.com.
Because nobody beats a community deal, nobody.
It's 9:45, it's May 22nd. At this time I'll open up the meeting of the Third County Board of Supervisors. We did have to meet in here because evidently we got a busy place today going around here, don't we, Ken?
Much more important business in the boardroom than the board meeting.
You think so? Well, maybe for you.
I didn't really say that.
Maybe
Did I say that out loud?
And here we did all this just for you.
Thank you.
But with that, also move to approve the agenda and the minutes of the past meeting, and then we can continue this.
Oh, you
dialogue.
will?
Yes, I would so
okay.
move.
And I'll second that.
Okay.
There's a motion and second to approve the agenda that we have this morning and the minutes from May 15th. Is there any discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Any old business?
Sir?
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Item A, County Engineer. Mary.
We had our pre-con for S14 last week. The contractor's looking to start at the beginning of June. And that's S14 from B55 up to the Ventura grade, that resurfacing project. And there will be a detour posted during the closure, and we'll have something published for the public prior to closure so they are aware of it. And then I guess I need to thank John for putting his article in the paper. It's generated some discussion, and I received several phone calls this morning in support of preventing farming on the right of way. And the Farm Bureau had called this morning and said that they support what we're trying to do with that. And we'll probably go to one of their board meetings, and they would like to publish something in their spokesman. So.
You will have the detour on S14 so they can still get in from the south, won't you?
Yes, but they will be replacing some of the culverts. So while there's 3 or 4 locations, there's 4 locations. There's 3 culvert replacements and 1 culvert repair. During the duration of the project, they'll have the road closed because there'll be an opening, of course. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, because that's the only way from the south to come up, except go back to Clear Lake or
Grouse. The detour will run on Grouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, go ahead.
People who still live on the corridor will have access.
Okay.
If they're replacing a culvert south of their house, they may have to go around the section and come from the north.
Right.
For the week or the 3 days it may take to replace the culvert. They usually put those in pretty quickly. And I did tell the contractor he's not allowed to completely block off a house. Say if there's a culvert to the north and over to the south, they still need to have access to their homes, but I don't think there's any situations like that, but they're aware that they need to consider that before they close the road.
Okay.
I was just going to jump back for a moment with that right-of-way deal, and I think, it's worse than what it has been just the last 2 years because it's so dry. People are getting in those spots that normally it's wet, and that's why they stay away from the ditches. But these last few years, they edge in, and not to make excuses for it. But,
no, I think it's been
gradually, yeah. It's just
they're taking out their fences, trying to farm everything they can. Well, when corn is as high as it is and beets are as high as they are, they want to try to utilize as much of the land as they can, and it's evident in a lot of treed areas. And old abandoned homes, they're tearing down old abandoned homes and they're tearing out those tree areas and trying to farm those as well. So I mean, they're just trying to get everything they can while these corn prices and beef prices are high. You know, and I can understand that it's their living, but, we need to maintain that clear right-of-way area, so.
And if you go down to some of these other counties, I know Wright County, they don't have near the wide gravel roads and ditches and stuff that we have. I mean, they're a lot narrower.
Is there a law against creeping in on the roadway?
Iowa Code 318 prohibits people from placing an obstruction in the right-of-way. An obstruction is defined as debris, trash, planting of crops, making an excavation. There's about 7 bullet points that they identify as an obstruction.
Because I talked to Alameda County, and they say they notify the people by phone, by letter, and then go in there with the mower and mow everything out.
And we're gonna, I mean, I'm not just gonna go in there and mow. You try to be neighborly about it, because some people may not realize that it's wrong. But I think we'll notify them by letter, because that's, the Iowa Code requires us to notify them by letter and give them a reasonable amount of time to remedy the situation. So you notify them by letter, and then if the situation isn't corrected, then we would have to look at what further action we want to take.
Okay.
All right, the next agenda item for your consideration is awarding the contract for 250th Street reconstruction project. The engineer's estimate was $307,000, $308,000. And we had the 3 bids, with Allied Manats Group out of Charles City, Iowa being lowest bidder at $267,891.43. It's about 13% below the engineer's estimate. The bid bonds and the proposals look to be in order, so it'd be my recommendation to move forward with the project and award it to Allied Manats Group of Charles City.
Okay. At this time, I would so move to award the contract for the 250th Street reconstruction project to Allied Manat.
Allied Manats Group of Charles City, Iowa.
Okay. I would so make that motion.
Okay, and I'll second said motion. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of said motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda for your consideration is a resolution for road closures for construction. The 3 projects would include the reconstruction of 250th Street west of Ventura. It's a quarter-mile stretch of road that we'll be redoing. The S14 project from B55 north to B35 for resurfacing, and then the B20 project from Balsam to Eagle Avenue for reconstruction. Those 3 routes will be closed during construction, with access available to local traffic.
Okay, at this time I'll make a motion to do resolution 2012-53, the closing of portions of 250th Street, S14 and B20.
Okay. I'll second resolution number 53.
Okay, we got a motion second to resolution number 53, the road closures due to construction for 250th Street, S14 and B20. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of said motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I have.
So, yeah. Do you have anything for Mary?
Nope.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Oh, dust control.
Yes. Yes.
It's been dusty with the unseasonably warm winter. We didn't have frost boils like we normally have. Several people have called and asked about dust control, and it's incredibly dusty because of the lack of the rain. So I did tell the dust control contractors it's a one-time thing due to the underlying circumstances that they can go ahead and apply it early. The guys, I checked with all 3 foremen, and they had all the dust control areas ready to go, so.
Good.
It should
Because it is terrible dusty out on the gravel roads. It's just like the end of July or early August out there.
So that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
Moving on to item B, County Auditor's business.
Okay, I've got the claims and the report.
Okay.
Need to be a motion to approve.
This time, Bob, I would so move to approve and authorize your signature on the claims presented this morning.
Okay, and I'll second said motion. Got a motion second to approve the claims as presented and for the chairman to sign where appropriate. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else in payroll?
No payroll items today, and then Ken is gonna present the rest of the items on the agenda under auditor.
Okay.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I have a report of a drainage problem, I think you have, over north of the highway in Ventura. Here's a map of that area. The green area here is Drainage District 16, and the area to the east here is Drainage District 113, which is joint with Hancock County 123 and Hancock. It is at that point, right at the juncture of the two districts, and at the juncture of some laterals, the start of the main open ditch, beginning of the tile coming from the west, that there is a problem. We received this report on Friday and rather than wait until today. There was a hole large enough that a car could actually fall in, is what we heard. Mike Quinn works for the city over there and reported the problem. He took the initiative to pull back some of the road surface and put gravel down just to stabilize that area. But the underlying problem needs to be resolved. There was a CREP project that never got completed to the east here. The landowner was working with IDALS, the state agency, and this was 4 years ago. It was abandoned, but they worked on it for a couple of years. There are completion engineering plans, completed engineering plans, so there's quite a bit of engineering work that went into this area. Yagi Colby did that work, and we talked with the fellows next door Friday. Yesterday we talked with Bob Largett, who is in Minnesota, their Minnesota office, wherever that is. He's the engineer that did most of the plans and the work on that 4 years ago. So they're intimately familiar with what was there 4 years ago, and it probably hasn't changed a great deal, frankly. It would not take them very long to get up to speed, and that was our hope, that rather than somebody coming in fresh, they could walk in and say, here's the problem, here's the resolution. Yesterday, Bob called Mike Quinn, and Mike said that he's further investigated. There is a 4-inch tile coming north from the highway, I believe on the west side of the highway. 4-inch tile that joins that tile before it outlets. And Bob said that he's pretty sure it's not a drainage district problem. On the other hand, we don't know for sure. It's going to be an expensive project to resolve. So rather than just say it's not a problem before we do that, he suggested have his office, the local folks here, or Mary and her folks go out and take a look and confirm, because he hasn't actually looked at the problem. So that's his suggestion, and I guess that would be my request to you to approve that.
Okay. Well, I definitely think that we gotta get it fixed, and if there's 3 or 4 different ways to pay for it, then we'll have to figure that out later.
Yeah. If it's not a drainage district problem, then it's the city issue. So, I mean, we could hopefully find out fairly easily and inexpensively.
Okay.
And if it is a drainage problem, then obviously we're gonna have to be involved. It's gonna be
Right.
a big issue.
But it's something that, for the safety of the people, we just gotta get it fixed.
Absolutely.
That's all it's doing.
And frankly, that's the reason we just did not wait till today. You know, we
Yep.
wanted to
Well, you
jump.
talked to me the other day about it, and I said, I need to get going.
It's north of 18, and then is that on a hard surface?
Right there, yep. Balsam is a hard
Okay,
surface road.
that would be near
Going-
Neiman's?
Yep, it's,
Okay.
Neiman's is right here.
Okay. All right.
I think you're familiar with it.
Well, in that area, there's a bunch of like muskrat huts too. I mean, that's really a low area, or marshy or whatever.
That's why they were saying about trying to make it into a CREP program.
Yes, that'd be
So,
very, well, would this be, kind of stimulate that guy to do it, finish up, you know, like?
The correct project.
Yeah.
And I believe Lois Neiman is the landowner, and I believe she held out at the last minute for additional money from the state, and that did not come, so.
All right.
so what do we just need to
I would ask
okay,
that
that we have somebody investigate and take care of it?
my suggestion would be a local guy from Yagi in partnership with Mary or one of her staff to go out and look at it with Mike Quinn there and confirm that yes, it is or no, it is not a drainage district property.
And I think we should have Larry Sherman,
Sure,
because he's already been out there a couple times and taken some pictures and stuff.
Has he been out there?
I think so, hasn't he?
I haven't.
Mike
know.
Quinn called our office last week, and I said I didn't have the authority to prove whether the supervisors would pay for it or not, and I recommended he call Larry to get that.
And I think Larry's been out there, so we'll give Larry a ring too, so.
Sure.
And I think if we're gonna go out there, if you let me know when you're going, I'll try and make it out there too.
Okay.
Okay?
So then, at this time, what formal motion to authorize Larry Sherman to investigate?
I would
And-
ask Yagi.
And Yagi Colby
Yagi Colby.
and the engineer's office.
All right, let the records reflect that, so
Okay.
that'd be my motion.
Okay, and I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion? We have a motion in front of us to investigate the problem there on Balsam with the county engineer, Larry Furman, and a representative from A. Colby. Hearing no discussion, at this time, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
Item 4 is a resolution. This was brought to our attention. The need for this legitimizes my illegitimate temporary deputy position that Becky had. Becky Herb will come from. We should have done this by resolution before, so.
Okay. We did do
You
a
did
motion
take-
on
you
it.
did
didn't
take action on it.
We need to
Should
do
have
it
been a
in,
resolution.
okay.
Yeah, also move resolution number 54 to establish temporary deputy auditor position.
Okay, and I'll second resolution 2012 number 54 to create a deputy position, temporary deputy position in the auditor's office. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now you can officially work with us.
Great.
The next item is requested by Heather Manfrey, budget manager, to create 2 new funds. And you can see that information. That's a motion.
This is that resolution.
Okay?
Funds to funnel through some of the grants, I
Yes.
assume so?
Yes.
Okay, just to keep them segregated so it
Yep.
doesn't get in the general, or, okay.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to establish Fund 119 for the 2010 Homeland Security Grant and Fund number 121 for the 2011 Homeland Security Grant.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion second to establish those 2 funds for Homeland Security. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, moving on down to number 6.
Last item is a memorandum of understanding with Polk County for use of the precinct office program.
Okay?
Other than what I know from you telling me, Ken, that the program Atlas is the largest county in the nation could use it. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not constricted to a, 25,000, if you will, I'd throw that out, I mean.
That's true.
So that's,
Precincts are universally, to some extent, they vary in size, certainly. But the program, we could have 100 computers strung together in a precinct theoretically. That would be possible. You know, this is obviously the largest county in the state.
Yes,
And,
but kind of why I mentioned that,
Yep.
point that.
This is county number what?
Yeah.
50?
48.
48?
48 that have signed MOUs, 55 that are using the program.
Okay,
Right. I expect to have another county, I believe Story County, right at this moment, probably signing the MOU. So
Okay.
we will have another next.
okay.
Okay, well, this time I'd so move to authorize the chair to sign the memorandum of understanding with Polk County in reference to the precinct atlas program for voting.
Okay, and I'll second that. Got a motion second to sign the memorandum of understanding with Polk County for precinct atlas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Ken.
Excuse me.
Moving on to item C, Iowa Economic Development Authority. Authorize the chair to sign the Community Development Block Grant Program Amendment. Number 14 for contract number 08-RDRH-002.
Okay, this relates back to obviously the 2008 floods going through Nyakog. The change to this contract is on single-family new construction. So the change is they're amending the contract date to April 30th of 2014 and changing the award amount. It originally was $1,802,269, and they are changing it to $3,774,736. That's the only change.
Okay,
This time I would so move to authorize the chair to sign this CDBG program amendment.
okay, and I'll second that. Got a motion second to authorize the chair to sign the CDBG grant, number 14. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Authorize the chair to sign release of real estate mortgage.
This form we're not normally used to signing or seeing, but the Fort Dodge area COG, which is Midas COG in that area, sent this form on a property that has been paid off. This was also a flood home. For some reason, they have it for you to sign, so that's why I put it on the agenda.
Okay,
So it's just a release of real estate on a flood home in Hamilton County.
okay.
Okay, I would so move to authorize the chair to sign the release of the real estate mortgage.
Okay, and I'll second it. Got a motion second to sign the release of real estate mortgage in Hamilton County. Is there any discussion? And this is to do with the floods too, right?
It is,
Okay,
yeah.
that's right.
I don't know if I believe Joe Myrie had said
Yeah.
that in the past, he has been able to sign these and they don't actually put our county on them.
Okay,
But Fort Dodge did it
Yeah.
this way and sent it up here, so we should run it through the meeting.
Honor their request.
Yes.
is there any
Okay.
discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor of said motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, agreements and contracts. I have none. Appointments. I have none. Correspondence and communications. Nothing.
Nope.
This time I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I would so move for adjournment at this time.
I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion